so little willing to go out on his shield and was very reserved. I think it almost made the fight even more, it showed even more how powerful it was.
Well, you've only got to look at Joshua's body language after the fight, his behaviour on the stool. It's behaviour. Warriors don't behave like. Like if you look at Tyson, look at Deontay Wilder dipped his head, much to say, I've given me all, I can't do any more. And he was just all out. But he wasn't making any motions like, well, he wasn't discomforted. Yeah. He wasn't like trying to do anything but soak it all in. Deontay Wilder fought his heart out. He had nothing left at all. You know, and I think he was teaching on being conscious when he sat in his stool. That's how hard he fought. But you know, AJ, he didn't do anything wrong. You can only do what you can do in boxing. He just hasn't got the desire or the will, not a quarter of it, of these other two men, Wilder or myself. Wow. But listen, he's been a good champion, but does he ever beat these other two men? Definitely not. Because he's not a one-punch knockout artist like Wilder either.
The word you used there, behaving, I think that's a great word, and I've heard Teddy Atlas use this word before as well, where he talks about behaving like a fighter. And with AJ, obviously he's got so much natural ability as an athlete, but when you're seeing him get knocked down by Ruiz, and the referee looks at him and asks, do you want to continue? And his body language is all wrong. And then again, when Usyk is getting the better of him, the body language. And that's it for me as well. That's why I don't think he beats either of those two either. I think he should beat Wilder. I think he's got a better rounded game than Wilder. But I just think that Wilder, like you say, he wants it so bad. And that right hand is a killer.
The minute he stings AJ with a right hand like that, wow, it's good night for AJ. Because he hasn't got the resilience to cope with anything like that. And believe me, Usyk is not the puncher Wilder is. And
Usyk got a reaction.
Usyk got a reaction. Yeah. And to be honest with you know, he's not a knockout ass. He's a respectable puncher, Usyk. He's an airport puncher.
Well, he's a cruiserweight, isn't he?
Yeah. Wilder's a lights out man. He'll just switch the lights off completely. And AJ, you can't deal with it. Nobody else can. Him and Wilder are out there on road.
Those are the words of John Fury as he breaks down his opinion on Anthony Joshua. The body language, he doesn't have the desire. He's been a good champion. He did nothing wrong. He just doesn't have it. Wow. Let me counterpunch. John Fury brought up some good key points. One, Wilder has a different mentality than Joshua. You can tell from him being flat on his face and Joshua being on that stool. Now, he was fighting a smaller guy of Usyk or whatever, but, you know, of course, we learned that Usyk didn't even try to knock him out. So, you know what I mean? But even though we seen how he reacted when Usyk did hit the gas a bit, and did press a fight with Joshua. He wasn't about that life. He wasn't about it in that fight. He didn't know what to do. He moved and he tried to get the hell out of the way of those punches, but he got caught with some punches too. But the point is, he didn't fight back. Okay, so that's another thing. So John Fury's like, he looks at that, and you look at a fight like Wilder Fury 3, and you see guys hit the deck multiple times and then get up and do what they still did in the fight. Then you look at Joshua. He was dropped 4 times. Yeah, it was great when he was doing damage. But as soon as he received damage, we seen a different Joshua altogether. And people question if they can get that Joshua back. You know, it remains to be seen. We know that Anthony Joshua is over here in the States right now, and I think he's looking for more coaches. He's looking for someone to fill that void. But then if you don't have the heart or the desire, then they were talking about the body language. It doesn't matter who the hell you're going to bring in your corner. You know, that's going to be a mental thing. That's a heart thing. That's a desire thing, which is a heart thing. So, yeah, they're coming at AJ stern, pragmatic, unfiltered. John Fury, yeah, you know, he's Tyson Fury's father, so it may be some bias in that. But at the end of the day, if you look at the performances on both of those guys, they showed more will against each other. Here's the kicker, though. None of them's been in there with AJ. But what has AJ showed us when he gets hurt? Did he show us, or has he ever showed us the will to win? Okay, lately, mind you. Okay. So we haven't seen him hit the deck since 2019. So you really can't say that. And you could argue that Joshua wasn't in a situation like Tyson nor Wilder. Okay? Because he hadn't been put in that situation to show, hey, what kind of heart do you have? But then again, I think he was disarmed on top of misled by his corner. Brilliant, beautiful, brilliant. No, it wasn't. None of that shit was brilliant and beautiful. It wasn't at all. He was getting beat round after round by a guy that was quick, savvy, slick, and focused. And he was executing his game plan effectively. Okay? That's exactly what Usyk was doing. Joshua was trying to figure it out, but then at the same time being lied to. So at what point do you claim that was that just Joshua's heart versus, versus what people were telling Joshua, and Joshua thought that he was winning? Okay, look at it this way. You do know that Joshua was like surprised that they didn't call him, out as the winner. So he obviously, to get that type of expression, that's body language right there, people. To get that type of expression, he thought that he won. He was surprised that he lost. So obviously he felt that he won, right? So that's body language right there. But what Tyson Fury and Gord, I think his name is Geordie, I think they were talking about how Joshua was on that damn stool until they read the announcements. You know what I mean? So I don't know if that's his body language didn't look good, though. It didn't. So, you can't argue too much. You can't, that's bullshit. No, because look how Joshua was looking. He was looking like, God, I want to be anywhere but here. That shit was hard. You know what I mean? And that, he didn't, he just went in there with a guy that he did not expect to do him like that. The good thing is Joshua knows what he's in there against. So since he knows, there will be no excuse. There will be no reason why Joshua shouldn't fall through the cracks if he gets beat by Usyk again, because he's had 12 rounds with this champion, Alexander Usyk. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of John Fury saying that Joshua has no desire, has no heart, body language was totally off. Tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.